Job hunt and mining information video. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters and welcome to 2025. This is our first job hunt video for 2025. We're going to shake up the format a little bit. I'm going to more concentrate on where I think I can help people getting jobs, and that's in the hard rock underground space. So we're going to come over and have a look at where all the gold and copper mines are around the country. So the gold and copper is what's booming at the moment, and that's where the majority of the entry-level jobs are. There's lots of entry-level underground jobs going at the moment. We're not going to go near iron ore. I'm going to talk about coal in Queensland because we've got somebody that I can put you onto that can help you with that. But for what we're doing in this video, coal in Queensland and iron ore is more about who you know than what you know. With the gold and copper mines, I can help you by teaching you how the mine works, so it doesn't matter if you don't know anybody. What they're after is people that know how their mine works. And what I mean by that is being able to use the language, know the terms, the routine, the cycle, how they drill it, how they charge it, how they blast it, bog it, put the ground support in, make the levels, turn them into stopes and backfill it all with paste. That's what they're looking for out of their new starters, are people that know how their mine works, because it means they can throw them in the deep end. So let's have a look at the gold price. So it's over $4,200 an ounce at the moment, which is really high. And the copper price, if you convert that from a kilo into a ton, it's over $14,000 a ton, which is really, really big money. So if you come over to Seek and you type underground in, you'll see all the jobs come up, and there's lots about. This is I've done for the 14 days over Christmas, and they're still advertising for people. And as you come down, you'll see drill staff wanted, underground diamond driller, offsiders, so entry level, and it's good money. But they go through a lot of people because people jump in without knowing what's going to be expected of them. So if you know what's going to be expected of you, it's a lot easier to get the job and to last in the job as well. But there's lots of work around. This is the one for Cobar, the expressions of interest. So if you come down here, so they're looking for entry-level truck operators and nippers. And it's not just Cobar that are looking for people. You've got your nipper job up in Queensland here at Charters Towers. They're looking for people, entry-level people, to assist with the jumbo operator. And then you've got your experienced people, underground truck operators. Now, I know I talked about this in the last video, but chances of them finding somebody that's got the experience that they want, that still wants to be a truck driver, is fairly slim. So Rich, who got a job a couple of weeks ago and is coming over to start it in the next week or so, he applied to one of these job ads that asked for experience. So it was exactly like this: experienced underground truck operators. Wasn't this mine, it's a different mine, but he got the job because there was nobody else with the experience that they needed to actually be able to jump into the job. So if you know how it all works, you've got something to offer them, and you're the next best thing. And as you can see, there's a lot of work around. You've got Goldfields, nipper jobs, so they're advertising. That's, they advertise the day after New Year's. They need a nipper desperately, probably. Expressions of interest, drillers, offsiders, entry level WA. There's lots of work around all over the country. Underground service crew. There's heaps of work all over the country. Diamond drillers, offsiders, so they're going with an assessment centre again for diamond drillers, offsiders. So they just had one. They put that up 3 days ago, so they're going again. There's jobs all over the country, and they need people everywhere. So if you can show them that you know how the mine works, so if you use the Intro to Underground Mining training to teach you everything that the employer wants you to know, you can go through these things and have a look. It comes up with a PDF, and it teaches you everything that you're going to learn in the modules. And this is all how the mine works, the guts of it, and you've got scaling. And in the nipper and other important duties, they do watering down, as well as other duties that are around the place that you need to know. This one goes through surviving the first 12 months and scaling and safety on site, how it all works. And the more you know, the easier it is to A, get the job, but B, to actually get yourself secured into your career. Because with all these jobs that we look at on here, the biggest problem that the employers have got is that they go through a lot of people. So the reason they're looking for experienced underground truck drivers is when they bring a green person in, it's more than 50% failure rate for all the employers. And that's why if you can go in knowing how it all works, it goes down to less than 10% for them. Now, if you want to have a look at the coal mines, and because the coal price is around $113 a tonne US, which still makes it very marginable. But there are a number of jobs around, not that many traineeships though, unfortunately. So, this is the sort of area that you need to know somebody to get a job. It's good money still in a lot of areas if you've got the experience and you know somebody. But the dump truck traineeships, as you can see, we go down through the page, they're pretty few and far between. Now, my suggestion, if you're looking for a coal job, especially in Queensland, is to jump over to Facebook and jump onto this page here, Word in the Pit. There's a couple of reasons why I like this page, is that it's pretty fair, and the lady that runs it, Missy Moo, she runs a pretty tight ship on it all, but it's also very civil. I've noticed that a lot of the other pages that are around that are answering information aren't very civil, and this is a really good question by an anonymous member. They're wanting to know about flying out to sites in Queensland for a day shift swing. And I actually learnt something today, because it appears from the comments, and you can see my comment down there that I've left about Hard Rock, because I don't know much about coal mining, but I know a lot about the Hard Rock. So in Hard Rock, we fly the day of. So if you're going up on day shift, normally day shift you fly in their time, night shift you fly in your time. So day shift, you're on the plane at 6 a.m. and you're getting paid to fly up, and then when you fly home in the afternoon, they're paying you to fly home. Day shift, it's normally 2 o'clock in the night shift, it's normally 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they fly you out, and you get up there, and then you start your 12 hours. Worst shift ever. Everybody sleeps well after that one, and then when you fly out in the morning at 8 o'clock, after the day shift plane comes up, and you're flying back in your time after night shift. So that's what sort of happens if you're doing an even time roster. But looking at all these comments, which are all civil and nice, and there's nobody sniping at anybody else or big noting themselves or anything like that, like happens on lots of other pages, which is what I like about this page. It looks like a lot of the coal mines in Queensland actually drive in the day before, so you've got to be there the day before to start your day shift by the look of that. So this is the Word in the Pit page. Like I said, Missy runs a really tight ship. She's got a lot of good information on here about apprenticeships and traineeships. She knows a lot about coal mining in the eastern states, which is really good. And it's a good page if you want to get a lot of information about coal mining going on in Queensland. But if you want to have a look at the hard rock jobs around the country, that's where we come into it. That's our wheelhouse. There's lots of jobs up in Queensland. There's lots of jobs in New South Wales in the centre. There's even work down in Tasmania at the moment. There's bucket loads of work over here in WA, and all the big copper mines in South Australia are all looking for people because everybody's got the same problem. Unfortunately, they turn over a lot of new starters. So if you want to educate yourself to how it all works, one of the 3 training packages that we do, the Intro to Underground Mining, the 3-step plan, or the Work Ready, they all come with the online training to educate you. It takes about 50 hours to go through. It's not a tick and flick course. It's an old-fashioned study course. You need to learn the information so you can show the employer that you know what's going on. And if you do, you can end up on our Wall of Fame page. And if you come down and have a look at our Wall of Fame page, you can read all the responses people that have sent through to us that have gotten jobs. And they all say the same thing. The whole reason that they got the job was because they were able to talk to the foreman or the project manager in the interview about how it all works. And when you can do that, it's like they found $100 note on the ground, because it means that you've already done the hard bit for them. The hardest bit that they've got is trying to put the mining knowledge into your head that's contained into these courses. And that's one of the reasons why we wrote the training back in the day, is as shift bosses, we just got sick of watching people fail for the same silly reasons over and over again. So we wanted to put something out there that people could do so they could educate themselves to what's going on. One of the things that happens happened that we didn't expect to happen was that we find that people can use the training to see whether they want to go mining or not. Because I can guarantee you, once you do the training, you're going to know whether you still want to go mining or not. And fortunately, a lot of people that do the training get to make the decision that they don't want to go. And the reason that I say fortunately is because if you end up going mining and you're not prepared for it, it's going to turn into an unmitigated disaster. Not only are you going to quit your job that you've got, you're probably going to move halfway across the country only to last 3 days to a week to 2 weeks and be spat out on your ear. And then there's all sorts of stuff that happens when you quit early. You know, they don't pay you properly and they want money back, and all sorts of wonderful stuff like that happens with a lot of the employers now because they go through so many people and they want to keep people, so they try and scare people into staying. But it is what it is. If you know what you're getting yourself into, you can make that educated decision whether you actually want to go mining. And that's the beautiful thing about the training, is it teaches you exactly what the employers want you to know, and it gives you the good stuff and the bad stuff. So it lets you make an informed decision about whether you actually want to go and do this job or not, because it pays lots of money. There's all these mines and all these nipper jobs and truck jobs. You're going to start on about $90,000 a year as on an even time roster, just a bit under 120 on a 2-in-1 roster for a nipper or a truck or an offsider role, and then it goes up from there. And there's no reason why you can't be earning a couple of $100,000 a year on an even time roster after 3 or 4 years in the industry. Doing this, there's a number of different jobs that fall into that category that you could be doing by that stage. It's just a matter of getting yourself in, understanding what's required, knuckling down, making it past that first 6 months and going from there. But like I said, where all the jobs are at the moment is in the hard rock. You can get in by just knowing how it works and showing the employer that you know how it works. Once you do that, you've got something to offer them. If you're trying to find coal in Queensland, I suggest you go over and have a look at the Word in the Pit Facebook page with Missy over there. Lots of good information about how it all works, and yeah, the easiest way that you can find yourself a job if you're looking at that. But I hope that information helps, and if you could like the channel and like the video and share the video around, that would be much appreciated. The more likes we can get on the video, the better. And if you've got any questions about the industry that you'd like Jess or I to answer in one of our upcoming podcast episodes, please send them through, and I will start doing these job hunt videos like this on a weekly basis on Sunday again now in 2025. So I hope you had a great Christmas and New Year period, and yeah, raring to go and look for a job. Thanks.